All right, we're talking about Palm Springs and Vivarium, two movies that have nothing to do with what we were just talking about.
Facts.
So Palm Springs, directed by Max Barbaco. It's starring Andy Samberg and Kristen Melanotny, who are Andy Samberg's, been hilarious forever since the days on SNL, his days with Lonely Island. This is one of the first movies I saw with him where I was kind of taken back, where I was like, he's not only hysterical, he's also a great actor.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not the deepest thing in the world.
No,
it's not out of the I didn't feel a big tremendous stretch from him.
No, but he has a role and he knocks it out of the park.
Sure.
I think it's knocked out of the park.
No, definitely.
Kristen Melanotny, who
Abraham Lincoln alert, by the way.
Abraham Lincoln alert?
Baberham Lincoln.
Oh, Baberham?
That shows the age difference. It's a Wayne's World reference.
Okay.
He was born when Wayne's World 2 came out.
Was the mother on How I Met Your Mother, which I know you never watched.
She was the mother on How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah. Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Okay. The entire show is you're leading up to the final episode where the main character, Ted, is finally going to meet the mom.
Okay.
And Kristen Melanotny plays the mom.
All right.
And she's also in Wolf of Wall Street. This movie, just to give you a brief summary, it's basically, your typical Groundhog's Day, Bill Murray. They're in a time loop. They're living the same day over and over again, which a lot of people think is kind of a played out premise. I always kind of think that a premise is never really played out if you're adding something new to it. And I think
I agree.
This film 100% added something new to it. There's a TV show called Russian Doll, which is another time loop, kind of living the same day over and over again, but also adds a very nice twist to it. So a lot of people, when I have suggested this movie, are like, it's Groundhog's Day again. I don't do movies like that. And they should, because people, if you're going to add something new, if you're going to do just straight Groundhog Day, then that's not interesting. But you can always add something new to an old concept. And I think this movie 100% does. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's definitely my favorite comedy of the year.
It's funny because two things. You had mentioned before we did this, I don't think you're going to like this one. I actually enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking, just because you're not a big romantic comedy person.
Well, my other comment was going to be, this is the type of movie that used to burn down the movie theaters. Right. And it doesn't really happen. Now it's more of a streaming thing, which obviously the pandemic happened, so that probably changed their plans anyway. But the point is, it used to be Anchorman, Knocked Up, those types of movies would just destroy the box office. And to my understanding, you would obviously know better. That's not the case anymore.
That's not really the case anymore. It's really hard to kind of make money on a comedy now. I mean, I think
I don't understand that, because wouldn't the budgets be much lower than an action movie? And you know what I mean? Why?
Not really. You're getting one of these big comedy stars. Just getting the star is going to be a lot.
Sure. And you need a star to kind of.
You always need a star for a comedy if you're going to be in theaters. But there was, I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. It was pretty much the only successful comedy of, I think, 2019 was this Seth Rogen produced Good Boys, which
I never even heard of it.
Most people have it, but it's basically it was done on a low enough budget that it was able to make its money.
Sure.
And it was Seth Rogen produced, but no one really famous in it. And it was really one of the only successful comedies of last year. Comedy is something that a lot of these writers are going into television.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Palm Springs, I believe, was always meant to premiere on Hulu, even if it wasn't for the pandemic.
Right.
It was always going to be a Hulu release, but it was in Toronto Film Festival.
Hulu might have bought it outright.
I'm not sure exactly the story behind it, but it might have just been it premiered at Toronto Film Festival and Hulu just bought it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Which is, always what happens.